When I read the, agenda online, there was 2 business items.
Yep, we
Yeah,
put
there
one.
was.
Oh, okay.
It's recording now.
Then I'll shut up.
I thought about just putting over that, remove the agenda, but I thought that was, I was wrong.
Yeah, it's all good.
Okay, it's 7:00. The Gardner Utility Advisory Commission meeting has come to order. Please rise as we do the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
To begin with tonight, looking for any public comment. I don't see any public here tonight, so we'll move on to the consent agenda. Do we have any items that need to be added or removed from the consent agenda? Seeing none, I would entertain a motion to approve.
So moved. Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passed. Kick off the meeting tonight with new business. Item number 1, consider contract for tree expert company. Who wants to?
Bruce.
Bruce?
That's the only one.
Good evening. First agenda item is consider a recommendation to the City Council to award a service contract to Asplin Tree Expert Company for the 2017 tree trimming program. The Gardner Electric staff places a very strong emphasis on safety and service reliability. This commitment is the basis for the utility's annual tree trimming program. The program's goal is to maintain an 8 to 10 foot distance from the electric line to produce a clear and open right-of-way to prevent damage to the electrical distribution lines and to prevent outages. A bid invitation was published in the Gardner News and posted on the city website on October 26, 2016. Only one bid was received for the bid opening on November 14, 2016, which was from Asplin Tree Company. The description of tree trimming and time and material, the price for a 3-person manual with chipper is $1,200 per day, and the price for a 2-person bucket with chipper daily would be $951. And most of ours is, they usually send 3 guys, and most of the trimming we're going to have now, the places they're going to trim are mainly in the rear easements behind people's houses, so there won't be too much bucket work for them to do, so they'll probably have a 3-person manual with chipper. The contract with Asplin Tree Expert Company for the 2017 tree trimming program would include the option to renew the contract annually for 3 additional years. We have used Asplin Tree Expert Company in the past and find them highly qualified to perform the work. The 2017 budget includes $55,000 in electric distribution outsourced services budgeted for the tree trimming program. Staff recommends to approve a recommendation to the City Council to award a service contract to Asplin Tree Expert Company in the amount not to exceed $55,000 per year, renewable for 3 years for the 2017 tree trimming program.
Do we have any questions or discussion for Bruce?
Said in the past who did the 3.
3 additional years.
No, it did a 3-person bucket. So are we deciding on whether we're doing the 2-person bucket or the 3-person bucket, since there's only
Basically,
one bid?
basically when they show up, when they show up, they'll go through the map and they'll see that most of these are not along the street, that they'll see they're in the back of easements, and they'll know they're going to have to use a 3-person manual crew. Because manual crew, usually they have to climb them, and one guy's usually up there trimming, another guy's dragging, and a lot of times they have a foreman, so usually there's 3 on that. But if they use a bucket, they'll send 2 guys, and usually the guy in the bucket trims, and the guy on the ground drags it to the chipper, so,
So they're deciding which,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, and sometimes they use, they'll price it different. I mean, sometimes they'll show up and have a two-person bucket, and sometimes they'll have three-person manual. So it depends on what they got going on. I mean, there's a few stuff we have that, we can get along the street, and so sometimes they do a three-person, sometimes they do a two.
One more quick question. I know we've used them in the past, but is this the first year that we've only gotten one bid?
As far as I'm concerned, yeah,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Would it be worth our while to open it back up, or is it too late?
I'm so happy with Aspen from the past.
Okay.
I'm comfortable with them. I know I don't have to babysit them. I know that they're working, they do a good job, so, no, I wouldn't.
Okay. That's the only thing I got.
I think when you only got one bid, that answered my biggest question, and to send it out again, probably just get the same result at this point, so.
All right.
Any other questions, discussions? If not, I'd like to entertain a motion.
Motion to approve the recommendation of City Council to award a service contract to Asplin Tree Expert Company in an amount not to exceed $55,000 per year, renewable for 3 years for the 2017 tree trimming program.
You got a motion, do you have a second?
Second it.
You have a motion, a second, any further discussion?
I don't like it, but I'll second it.
Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
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 Motion carries. On to discussion items.
Okay, this is the, Parma Underground project, which is, everything's on the new underground now. Everything's been transferred over. Here it's showing them, we're pulling off the old overhead services, and, we've started out the wrecking out process. We started today at Wynwood Park, pulling poles and taking down the wire, so within 2 weeks, project will be done. So everything has been transferred over to the new cable, and the old overhead is de-energized, and we're just in the process of wrecking it out right now.
Good.
And we still got we're doing a little single-phase overhead rebuild project over on East Washington Street. This crew right here does all our, maintenance. They do our street lights, our services, temporaries, trouble calls during the day. So when they do get a little downtime, when they don't have any trouble calls to make, they'll go over to this project and they'll put a new pole in or whatever. So this is kind of a filler project for that crew. And, the maintenance department, Dave Freese, he's been, mowing the right-of-ways and keeping all the small little trees knocked down on our major distribution lines, a lot of our major circuits. So that way it don't get all grown up and we have to tree trim that in the future. So he's been doing that for us. And, KMU just opened up their, new training facility in McPherson, Kansas. And we have a lot to do with them. We go out every year and we help with the class. I teach a class, and Josh, one of the leads, he'll instruct a class like underground termination or something like that, and we usually lead a class out there on overhead and underground class. So their grand opening was this week, and some of the guys went out there and helped with the open house and the flag raising ceremony. So that's what that picture is. And the mayor was out there as well. And I don't know nothing about that one. Thanks.
Thank you, Buck.
Yeah, I got a question for you, not related, are you gonna come back for the project updates?
That is project.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah.
Okay, so, do we have like a 5 or 10 year plan on what we're doing with power throughout the city? Or is there
We have like a CIP, community improvement projects, yeah, we do.
Is that online, or where can I find that? I was having trouble finding that.
I don't know if that's online or not, is it, Goins?
I'm not sure if it's online or not, but I'm more than happy to send you information on the
Absolutely,
CIPs.
I'd love that. And it's mainly just, like, power, overhead power going into underground, or, like, do we have any plans on that?
Well, right now we have for next year, we're gonna put a backfeed by Horizon Trails Apartments. There's 2 lines that they don't have any backfeed, so we have money for next year to do that, so we
That's
can,
right behind Orchlands,
Orchlands.
Yeah.
41 and 42
Okay.
Circuit, yeah.
And then we have some other projects, 2019, to put a second, interconnection. Right now, the
Oh,
city's interconnected with KCP&L at one point, so to improve reliability, we're trying to put a second interconnection.
Redundant.
In case we lose one transmission line, we have a second point of connection. But we have like
2019?
Yeah, I'll send you a summary of the CIPs for the utility.
Thanks, I appreciate that.
There's electric, water, and wastewater.
Thank you. Sorry, that's all I got.
That's okay, thanks.
On the water division, the only thing I have is that, back in August, September, Hillsdale Water Treatment Plant was hit with lightning, and it took the SCADA system out of service, and I mentioned this before, and we're trying to get a proposal for doing a study and putting some kind of lightning protection for the facility. Right now, the total cost between labor, overtime, spare parts is close to $30,000 for a single strike. So I think we can justify having a permanent lightning protection in the future. In wastewater, don't have anything really. Regarding the generation, substation number 1 is about 90% complete. We have the transformer in place, the 161 kV breaker, the 2 feeders, and we tried bringing the unit up to put some load on the unit. We can bring it up to 3,600 RPMs or 5,100, and there's a problem with the governor control. We tried reach Ponce and Lassier, which were the company that upgraded the controls, and they're not supporting the system anymore. So we're digging and learning how to get into the logic of the controller. Hopefully we'll have it ready within a couple weeks. And last week, unit number 1 uses a diesel engine to start the unit. Once the unit is up and running, and we're connected to the grid, we start the second unit using the power from the grid. The auxiliary transformer that is used for the starting motor is out of service right now. Last week, we identified some crackling sound coming out of the transformer, so we disconnected the transformer. We measure it, and everything looks good. So a closer inspection of the buswork, we identified some corrosion and some arcing inside the buswork. So we went ahead and took the buswork out of service, dismantled it, and we're fixing it right now. So hopefully we'll have the transformer up and running by next week.
Before ice.
That's my concern. But we need to bring one of those, we need to have at least one unit up and running before it gets colder and we have a ice storm. Hopefully we won't get one this year.
You said, it costs $30,000 per lightning strike?
No, what happened was, we had the SCADA went down, so the lightning burned a lot of the analog input cards, controllers. The cameras were toasted, and other motors So trying to repair those or replace those devices, plus the overtime involved in running the plant in manual, basically, is about $30,000 so far.
So that lightning strike cost us
$30,000.
So what's the remediation, the lightning remediation?
We requested
gonna cost?
proposals, and to come up with protection for Hillsville is gonna be anywhere between $20,000 and $30,000.
Oh, okay.
If we have to do a study, it will be a little more, but I don't think it's
I think
needed.
yeah,
I don't think it's needed at this point.
worthwhile. If each strike's gonna cost,
Well, that would be a major strike, so
Right.
it's still worthy of
Yeah.
pursuing it.
No, and we were fortunate, we were able to operate it, on hand. Now, if that was not possible, then we could have been out of water for a couple of days.
right. Well, I work with SCADA systems, so you're pretty lucky.
Yeah. So that's all I have for this meeting.
Any other business?
Why was the CMMS project removed?
We have a committee to evaluate the proposal, and two of the members were not present, so they need to be present in order to proceed. So I have to, I'm gonna send another invitation to have everybody again and go through the proposal. But, every member needs to be present in order to make a recommendation.
Say again? Say that one more time? There's
All
a
the members for,
subcommittee to our committee?
no, there's a committee to review the proposal for the CMMS.
Because we only got one bid back.
Oh, yeah.
So in order to have consensus, we need to have everybody, and
Gotcha,
this week, there were two missing, two of the members.
I'm
So we
sorry,
have to reconvene again.
understand.
Any other business? Hearing none, I'd entertain a motion for adjournment.
So moved.
Get a second?
Second?
All in favor to adjourn, say aye.
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 Motion carries, meeting adjourned.
I think there's more companies out there that probably not. Well, yeah, that's true, but, Right. I see it. Yeah, you too.